Hello, everyone. My name is Heidi. I'm a partner manager here at Shipbob. I am super excited to introduce Casey Drake, the VP of Sales at Endear, for their session, Making the Case for Human Touch in E-commerce. So all things conversion, retention, and loyalty. Make sure you are active in the chat because we're giving away a $50 Uber Eats gift card. So I will announce that after the session. Casey Drake, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Heidi. Can you hear me okay, Heidi? If you give me a thumbs up, make sure my audio. Awesome. Cool. So I want to, before I dive right into making the case for human touch in e-commerce here, I want to first just take a quick minute to introduce myself and basically try to help answer that question of why should I listen to this guy's opinion. So I'm the VP of Sales for Endear, and I have been with Endear for the last 6 years, pretty much our entire time as a company. And in that time, I like to say I've had the really unique opportunity to work hands-on with hundreds of different brands, almost like, getting to act in that role of if I was working for the brand on trying to solve these problems. So I've had a lot of different unique experiences that I think I can take into kind of generalizing this for any different brand. So whoever's sitting in the audience right now, a lot of the opinions are opinions that have come up across every brand that probably is similar to you. What Endear is, we're a retail CRM and messaging platform that we plug right into your e-commerce store. Typically your marketing, any other real touch point with the brand. And really our goal is to center all of that customer communication for you and give you a place that you can actually do personal, real one-on-one conversations and communication with a customer and really scale that across your store. And a lot of what we're going to talk about today is scale. So let's start by jumping into really the case for returning customers. Why is this topic so important and why should it be important to you guys? So the competition for your customers' attention is the hardest that it has ever been for e-commerce brands. And thanks to a lot of the great tech companies that are out there, it's only getting easier and easier to launch an e-commerce store and have a brand stood up, within a week or two. All of this new competition has driven that cost of acquiring customers to all-time highs. And I'm sure this is nothing new to anybody sitting in the audience here. It's really, it's not just 5 times cheaper to actually get a previous customer to return. When you do actually get those people to return, they're going to convert at 60 to 75% of the times that they come back. So you not only want to bring back returning customers, but your conversion rate goes up when you do. And this includes when you're running ads and not just what I'm going to talk about here today. And then really finally, the last point here, this group of really important returning customers only makes up a small portion of your overall customer base. So the brands who are really the best at retention, they're seeing as much as 60% of their revenue come from as little as like 10 to 20%. That's even, in radical circumstances, as low as like 5% of their total customer base is making up 60% of their revenue. So there's a lot of value in a really small group of customers at your brand. Now, usually when I talk to people about this and we go sort of through like that, why returning customers, everyone sort of agrees that building returning customers is super important. And the question always then is, how do we do that? In all of my experience, I found the key to this is really creating more opportunities for your customer to connect with a human at your brand. Now, if you have physical retail stores, there's great opportunities every single day. And you probably see that happen where customer that shops in the physical store versus only online is going to be way more loyal and return more often. But if you don't have a physical retail store, there are still a lot of ways that you can focus on creating these opportunities for your customers to interact with a real human, again, who works at your brand, or potentially even sometimes like you're the founder of the brand and you're interacting with that customer. That's when customers really start to feel like a VIP and they build up not just product loyalty. They don't just love your product, they actually love your brand. They want to see your brand succeed. And that's what you're really looking for when you think about brand loyalty. Now, logically, again, most people agree with this, and they know that if they could just speak to more of their customers one-on-one, those customers would be really into what they're selling and into the vision of their brand. But a lot of people just don't see how they could scale this. They don't understand sort of how they could do this across a scaling, growing e-commerce business. So today I'm going to walk through two strategies specifically, and I'm actually going to put it into practice with a hypothetical brand just to go through the math and really try to prove to you how possible it is to scale personal engagement, no matter how large or even like rapidly growing that e-commerce business is that you're working at. So this is our hypothetical brand. This brand has 5,000 unique customers per month. So about 5,000, you could think, orders per month coming from different customers. The goal is we want to be in that top end of brands. So we want to get 15% of these customers to become returning customers. So if our theory is, if we can personally engage with someone, they will become a returning customer. That means we need to get 750 people of this 5,000 per month. We need to personally engage with that many people. So the two strategies that we're going to look at are triggered two-way messaging flows. I say triggered specifically here because there needs to be automation involved for you to reach scale. And then online sales chat. And I say sales specifically here because when you are just opening up chat to support, you can get, find yourself carried away with people that are just trying to make a return or just checking on the status of their order. What we have really seen is if you present this as a sales chat, and I'll talk and show you guys how you can do that, and then push people with support issues to a more asynchronous channel, it becomes much more manageable and more valuable. It actually drives sales and conversions for you. So at this point, I am sure that you guys have heard enough. So this is our first strategy here, our triggered two-way messaging flow. And I'm sure you guys have heard plenty about the value of personalization and all the different tech that powers that. But at the end of the day, really nothing is more personal than a plain text email or a plain text message that a customer can actually respond to and have a conversation with a real human at your brand. Now, the only realistic way for you to pull this off at scale is to actually have automation involved. So this is an example of a workflow, a really typical automation we'd set up with a brand in Endear. The thing that is kicking this off is that first purchase date. And almost every single message along this journey, we can automate. We have tools today, and it's not just Endear. There's other CRMs tools out there that can help you do this, but you can input different information like that customer's last purchased product. That customer's first name is an obvious one that you should be putting in there. But really what's important is it can be responded to, and it's coming and appearing just like any other email that you would send to your friend or send to your coworker. It's a plain text personal email, and it's not a marketing email. You automate all of these check-ins, and this is a typical 222 method. And what you will actually find is that customers respond to these messages very often, oftentimes just like saying thank you, like oftentimes buying something again right away. So that's really what you're trying to achieve here, is you want that customer to respond. Once they reply and they've become engaged with you and they realize this is a real human and not some marketing ploy, they will become that returning customer more often than not. So taking this back to our hypothetical brand, in 2024, Endear brands saw an average reply rate between 7 to 8%. So to play it safe here, I've applied a reply rate assumption for you guys of 5%. So we're thinking about, we need to engage 750 customers. We get 5,000 a month. We put all 5,000 through that 222 method. We get 15,000 messages sent out across those customers. If 5% of them reply, we now have 750 customers that we personally engaged with that month. We've had a conversation with them. So next strategy, online sales chat. Live chat, again, nothing new. This isn't reinventing the wheel here, but the reason we're putting that emphasis on sales chat is to help you and your brand not just prioritize chats with the high buying intent, but to also sort of set the expectation for a customer that this live chat is here for you with questions about product fit, with questions about basically questions that you're thinking and wondering during the purchase process. Not so much a question about where's my order, how do I make a return, things like that we can get to, but we're going to push you to an asynchronous channel. With the brands that we have live on this, I have Untuckit pulled up here as an example. You can see how simple it is. Chat with our store associates, and then a message here that's even prompting that customer to send a message about product fit, product questions, style recommendations. Now, people will still come through that are asking support recommendations. You just need to have a process on the back end that you can forward those people. So in Endear, we set up sort of integrations with your support channel, or you can even add a support team to Endear and have them handle those messages just through an email channel. The most important thing really is that the people who you have answering these chats are incentivized by making sales happen and not incentivized by closing a ticket. So that's like the big adjustment you might need to think about in terms of if you have live chat today, the people handling those chats, their goals are how quick did I close tickets and how many tickets did I close? It's not how many people purchased because of a conversation we had. Quickly, back to our hypothetical brand. I'm going to check my time. Okay, I'm doing good on time. Back to our hypothetical brand here. Again, we have 5,000 people shopping per month. I'm going to assume all the brands on this call that are watching this, you guys are on the higher end of conversion. So average conversion for any e-commerce store falls between 1% to 3%. We're going to assume you guys convert 3% of your customers. So we're using this math just to back into, if we're converting 3% of our customers, then we must be getting this many visitors per month in order to do this much in orders per month. So if we then make an assumption that 2% of these people are going to engage with our live chat, that's just an industry average that I'm taking there. Then we're going to have 3,333 chats per month. And then from there, I'm taking our Endear sales chat users, see that 30% of visitors who engage with sales chat on their website convert into a purchase. So again, playing it safe here from taking our Endear average and saying 25% of these people will convert into a sale. And now you have 833 customers who have engaged personally and had a back and forth with your brand. And now these same customers that you're getting to engage here, you can follow up with that 222 email campaign or even SMS campaign. The important thing is like they are understanding and sort of engaging with the human side of your brand. I think a lot of time when customers shop today, because websites and brands can be stood up so easily, there's a little bit of distrust when you're just seeing an Instagram ad, clicking on it and landing on a website as to like who or what is behind this website before I actually make that purchase. So giving that customer the opportunity just to engage with a human at the brand and have a real conversation can go a long way. And we see it goes a long way for our customers. So in conclusion, where we land, basically, if you agree with me that customers will convert and become returning customers more often if they had a chance to interact with you directly or a group of people at your brand that you're really elevating to that customer love team, that more than customer support, more like a customer experience team, people that you trust and want sort of representing your brand to a customer, it is possible to make that a reality. You can hit these numbers that you need to hit to reach that 15% returning customer rate and really just keep building up that base of returning customers. As you get more and more new customers, you constantly need to be growing your returning customers to keep that 15% in check. If you guys have any questions or like any follow-ups after this, you can always email me. I have my email here up on screen. You also connect with me on LinkedIn, shoot me a DM. I always love sort of chatting and brainstorming about this stuff. I'm a bit of a retail sales and customer success nerd, especially if you have stores. We really work mostly with brands with stores, but I wanted to make a case for how this kind of thing works even with just an e-commerce brand today.
Thank you, Casey, so much for joining us and speaking. And if you have any questions, like you said, reach out to him directly. And congrats to our winner, Gianna Carr. A gift card is coming your way. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Casey.